This week I went to 2 different thrift stores to try and find items to resell on Poshmark for profit, and in today's video I'll be not only taking you along with me to the thrift stores, but we're also going to be doing a haul, so let's get into the video. First up, we're going thrifting, so let's see what we find. We're headed into a Goodwill Superstore, and I have my reusable IKEA bag. I love this thing, and look how cute this selection was of all of the Halloween items they had. We started off in the shoe section, and right off the bat I was so happy because I found these birdies, which are these black velvet birdies. These actually already sold. Goodwill only wanted $10 for them. Then I thought these were super cool, not necessarily to resell, but just in general if you're into fashion. They're by the brand Gianni Beanie. I've sold one dress from them before, but it sat around for forever and I ended up having to replace an item in a bundle with it. Then I found these. These were by the brand St. John's Bay, but depending on the brand and the condition and all of that, you could get a ton of money for this style of shoe. Talking like some of them roughed up $100. Then I found this really cute sock booty from Aldo. When I watched this back, I thought I made a huge mistake leaving these behind. They're by the brand Louisa Barcelos, and these, some of the comps are around $100, but the solds are definitely not there for these. Then I found a couple pairs of shoes that were cute in style, but not necessarily for reselling. These were Steve Madden. Those were all over the place. These I was looking at for myself, but they ended up not being my size, and I was here to buy items to resell and make money on. I moved over to the clothes and I spotted this label, which looked to me to be very expensive. Goodwill wanted $8 for it, and just looking at the top, it seemed like it would be an expensive piece. The comps were on it, so I left it behind. Then I got catfished by this piece. Let me know down in the comments if this brand gets you guys too. It looks exactly like Free People. Then I lucked out and found an actual Free People top, but the comps for this one were all over the place. This was actually a We the Free, which is a little bit different, but it was only $8. As I was going through the women's section, I got so excited because I felt a top that felt like Lululemon, and if you're new here, I find a lot of Lululemon just by the feel of the fabric. This one ended up actually being Lululemon, but it was their girls line. This top was really pretty, a beautiful pink color Barbie core type top. I thought this top was super cute with the ruffle detail and the pink color, but this brand does not move for me, even though I used to hear a lot of resellers talk about it. Then I moved over to the skirts section and ended up finding a pair of pants that did not belong here. However, they were Eileen Fisher. These were a size extra small, and Goodwill only wanted $7 for them, but they had stains all over them. Then I found this skirt, which was another piece of that Lululemon girls line. They wanted $4, but this piece was stained all over as well. I found these Monat sweatpants, and normally products from these MLM companies will sell decently well, but these were a little too worn for me. I got so excited when I was going through the shorts because I felt these and knew they were Lululemon, but when I looked a little bit closer, you could tell that they were leggings that had been cut off into shorts. And after checking comps now, I probably should have got them because they only wanted $6 and they probably would have sold for $20. All right, so right now I'm actually going to start going through the items that I have, and we're going to start cutting off the Goodwill tags. So I'm going to tell you kind of how much I paid for them and show you the tag, all of that stuff. So our first item is a pair of J. Jill pants, and these are just like a white pair of pants. They're by the brand J. Jill, but the difference is this one is the Love Linen line, where it's 100% linen pants, and they are in a size 3X. This pair was $7. So I'm hoping because they are like a plus size, they will hopefully sell better. So that was our first item. I looked through those at the store and they didn't seem like they had any flaws, so hopefully they'll be fine. Then we have this Vineyard Vines tee, which the tag already fell off, but this one was a size XL. And it's just like a men's shirt. It has like the little marlin on it. Vineyard Vines, size XL, so I picked it up for that reason. This one was actually for me. It's by the brand CRZ Yoga, but it was new with tags, and it was $9, but that's cheaper than what it sells for on Amazon. So CRZ Yoga, let me show you the logo actually, because a lot of times when you're sourcing stuff, it's like that little peach logo. Hopefully the camera will focus on it a little bit. So it's that little peach logo. When you're sourcing, sometimes you could think that you found a pair of Lululemon leggings, and it turns out that it's CRZ Yoga. So those I actually bought for this shirt, but it kind of got stuck with the other stuff, but it was $9. Probably try to sell it first before I end up keeping it, just because it did slip in with this, which was a haul to sell. And as you could tell, it's kind of like the Amazon Lululemon dupe. So there's that one. There's the logo again on the back. So CRZ. I've seen a couple people post that in like Facebook groups where they were trying to figure out what the brand was. That's what it is. and you don't really want to pick it up to resell unless you get it super cheap. These were $6, and they're a pair of men's Lululemon shorts. I find a lot of Lululemon shorts at the thrift store, or like shirts, all of the stuff, just because like a lot of people cut the tag out of Lululemon. So I know when I feel like a brand that I think might feel like it, Lulu has these logos that you can barely see. I don't know if the camera, there you go. Where you could barely see the logo, but it is Lululemon. And I also noticed, because this particular piece had like these 3 lines on the back, so because of that I figured it was Lulu. And it was. These were $6, but they're like new. These are a pair of Lululemon leggings. They're very nice. These are like brand new. And those were only $6, which is a deal. These were $7, but this was another Athleta piece, which we know I can't sell Athleta. I think a lot of people right now are struggling to sell Athleta, but there was a reason I picked these up. One, they're a size 14. And 2, they are a Bermuda short. So I, for some reason, have a lot of luck selling Bermuda shorts. So I figured because of the brand that they're Athleta and then they're also that Bermuda short, I'd probably be able to sell these well. So I got them to try to see if maybe it's just the Athleta styles that I'm picking up. But after that piece, I'm done picking up Athleta. I'm starting to think of Athleta. Like anytime I see Athleta, I just think Gap. And then I'm like, I would not pick up a Gap pair of shorts. So I'm not going to buy an Athleta pair of shorts. That's what I'm thinking right now. This next one was Eileen Fisher, only $7, and this one is a size large. I actually recently in one of my other haul videos, I had a skirt which was missing the materials tag, so I didn't think that it would sell basically at all because the comps looked like it would sell for like a lot less, and it pretty much sold. It did sell for literally my list price, which I was really surprised about. But this is just an Eileen Fisher dress, size large on that. This one was a cabbie blouse. I don't remember looking this up, but it was only $6. And if you're new here, my Goodwill prices things between $8 to $12, so $6 is like a steal. But this is just a blouse by the brand Cabbie. There's a tag of it. Size large, cute little sleeveless blouse in like an animal print. This one is tried and true, a Land's End. This one was a size 14. It was only $6. And this one is a sleeveless like tankini top. I love Land's End as long as I can get it for relatively inexpensive. Obviously it's not going to sell right now. Going into winter I'll probably only sell a couple pieces of it, but during the summer and everything I sell a lot of swim, and I have access to a lot of swim because I live in Florida, so I pick it up while I can get it. This next piece was brand new with tags, and it's by the brand Soft Surroundings, which I have not sold yet myself, but I wanted to try it, and this piece was new with tags. It was $10, but I figured because it was new with tags, the comps looked okay on it, so we'll see. With this one was kind of interesting because the collar has like a wire in it, and it's just like a purple blouse. Then I have a lot of these wallpapers. So this one is, I'm not sure how to pronounce this brand, but I guess this wallpaper seemed relatively expensive. This one was $7 though at the Goodwill, but it looked like it would sell for like between $60 to $80, maybe even $100. Certain ones of these wallpapers, I guess. So I did end up picking up this one, and then I got 2 of these Ralph Lauren home ones. These were $6. Then I ended up picking up 10 of these ones, which they were $7 a piece, but I guess they're by York Wall. So York wallpaper, and look how pretty this pattern is. It's like a bamboo trellis pattern. And these seem very expensive. They were only $7 a piece, and again, I think they'll sell for between $60 to $100 a piece. So we ended up buying all that they had, which was 10 of them. All right, this next piece was $10, and it's by the brand Cabbie. But this one actually looked pretty promising, and it had, I think, some sold comps of like $50 or something like that. And it's just like a striped blazer, so I was kind of excited about that. This one I think is the older tag Bowden, which I'm trying to move away from. I only have ever had like 4 pieces listed in my closet. This is going to be the 4th actually. And I had one sell within 24 hours of listing it for $40, full price. And it had what I think is the new tag, and then I have 2 that have a couple likes, but I'm pretty sure the old tag, and those are still sitting there, but it's definitely only been like a couple weeks, so I'm sure they'll eventually sell. This one was $8, but the comps looked promising on this. and it's just a cute little like polka dot pullover. I thought it was cute. Plus we're going into winter and a majority of my closet is swimwear right now, so I needed some actual items. These have a couple stains on them, but it was my first time finding this brand, so I was pretty excited about it. It's the brand Outdoor Voices. There's the tag of it, and these were $6 again. They have a couple stains. I'll probably try and get them out before like taking photos of them, but if not, I think they'll still sell. Cute little like light colored leggings. This brand again, I picked up a second piece. I've never sold it, but we're gonna try it out. Soft Surroundings. This one was $8. This one kind of gave me Lily Pulitzer vibes, and it has this really beautiful like beaded neckline, if you guys can see. Really cute top, and it's like that nice soft stretchy material. This day you could definitely tell that someone had donated like their entire Vineyard Vines collection. So these were $7, but I have a couple pairs of Vineyard Vines shorts. So this one was the first pair, and it seems like new as well. Cute little animal print short. This piece I was excited about. I thought it was really cool. The comps were not like that crazy, but I thought it was so cool that I just had to get it. This was $12, which is really high in my opinion for this piece, but it was just so cool that I had to have it. And this is by the brand Zara, and look how cool this is. So it's like a little denim jacket, but it has this fringe detail of like these sparkly strings on it, so it's like a glitter fringe, like a sparkle fringe. I thought that was so cool, so I grabbed that. This one is a nice sweater. I'm pretty sure it's like silk or cashmere or something like that. But it's by the brand Madewell, and it was only $8. And it's just a really nice quality sweater there. So I grabbed that one. Then we have another Land's End piece. This one again was only $6. This one's one of, I'm pretty sure, the best kind of selling styles that I have too. And this one I'm pretty sure was a size 16, so it's a bit of a larger size. And I think this was the last clothing item from this particular Goodwill on this day. And this is another Bowden piece, but I'm not sure like what year this was because it was embroidered on there. And this one was $8, and it's just a really pretty like button-up shirt with purple like floral pattern on it, and it has these beautiful birds on the back as well. We'll see how much that one sells for. So that was all that I got pretty much at the first Goodwill. Headed into our second Goodwill of the video, which actually is the same Goodwill. Kind of funny. This dress, I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out what this brand was. It felt like it was so high quality. It was driving me insane. I was doing Google image search. I was just looking it up on Poshmark, and it ended up being Dress Barn. So do not pick this up unless you check comps for it. I skimmed through the purses section and found this adorable Rebecca Minkoff purse, but the front of it, unfortunately, the hardware, instead of being the silver that it was supposed to be, was kind of fading. I also found this really cute purse that I probably should have just bought for myself. I normally find at least one pair of good shoes every haul, and this time I found another pair of On running shoes, and I was so excited about these. They wanted $15, and of course I was willing to pay that, so I threw those in the cart. Then, do these look familiar to anyone else? Because I had a pair of shoes very similar to this in one of my previous hauls, and these are the Shein version. Other ones were a very expensive pair of shoes, so I think those were like the Shein dupe. Then I stumbled upon these skirts on my way to the other side of the store. This one they wanted $12 for it, but it was brand new with tags, and it was absolutely beautiful. There were two of them. One had the tag, one did not have the tag. The one without the tag, they only wanted 10. I put these in my cart to check comps on later. However, the comps did not look that good, so I did end up putting those back. I was jumping around at this Goodwill today, so I was all over. I ended up finding this piece, which was a very expensive piece originally, and it was brand new with tags. They only wanted $12 for it, but the comps did not look like it would actually sell. This piece was new with tags. It was in with the skirts, but it was actually a circle scarf that they only wanted $6 for. It was by the brand Sperry. Thought it might be good to pick up because we are going into the holiday season, but after checking comps, some of them had only sold for $8, so I put it back. Then I found this, and I regret not picking it up. I couldn't figure out what it was, and the quality just felt really bad on it, to be honest, but regardless of that, it was by the brand Super Down. My mom ended up bringing me these two shirts, which at the time I knew they were a good brand, but I did not know how good these pieces were going to be. One of them actually already sold, and we will talk about that later. You're going to be blown away. It sold for a pretty penny, and it sold in less than 24 hours after listing it. In case you missed my last video, I went over a ton of stuff that sold for me in less than 24 hours, and I also showed you how I check comps at the thrift store. So if you are a reseller, you might might want to go check that one out. Then I found this beautiful maxi skirt in this super soft fabric, and it was by the brand Maeve, which is sold at Anthropologie. I'm pretty sure it is one of their brands as well. This thing was beautiful. I moved over to our tiny Florida jacket section, and that one looked really nice. I probably should have picked up this Columbia piece, but I'm not very familiar with jackets, and comps were all over the place. I found this blouse, which is by Zadig and Voltaire, not sure how to pronounce it, but unfortunately it ended up having tons of snags on it. I did find its brother though later on. This piece I almost missed, but it is a beautiful embroidered Zara little bomber jacket. This next piece I thought would be perfect for fall, and for some reason I thought the brand tag looked really expensive, so I was hoping this would be a very expensive sweater, and I set it in my cart to look up a little bit later. Then I found a Gucci, aka Patagonia, and I was really excited about this. I rarely find Patagonia, and this was one of the only pieces I've actually ever found. It was a 100% linen blouse in a nice light green color. Unfortunately, after looking up comps, I did end up leaving this one behind because it just did not look like it was going to sell for a lot, but I think they had them priced up. I unfortunately had to put back this beautiful row fall sweater, even though it was in a size XL, because it didn't look like it was going to sell for a lot. And I also had to put back this Fervor, I don't know how to say it, cardigan, because even though it looked Anthropologie, it was not going to give Anthropologie money. While I was going through the blazers, I found this beautiful scarf that unfortunately I could not find a tag on anywhere. I ended up figuring it out later, and I'll tell you that during the haul portion of how I figured that out. Then I found this beautiful American Eagle sweater. It was so soft, and I thought this pattern was beautiful. Unfortunately, I had to leave that because it just was not going to resell for a lot. This was an All in Motion. It was a Target brand, but they make the softest items. I love selling those, but unfortunately I can't pick them up at Goodwill because they're so expensive. Then I found this Free People bomber jacket, which was only $10, and I was kind of excited for it, even though Free People does not sell that well for me, so I don't pick it up a lot, but that one I figured was a substantial piece that would sell quickly, so I did end up putting that one in the cart to check comps on later. This white dress I thought was absolutely beautiful. It had like these reflective pieces on it, but I did check comps on it and it was not going to resell for a ton. This skirt was a Lily Pulitzer skirt, but Goodwill wanted $15 for it, and I just cannot get that type of money for Lily Pulitzer. Here you see me checking comps, which I always recommend you do. I literally just whip out my phone in the thrift store, no shame. I'm spending money on this stuff. I want to make sure it's gonna sell. Then I found this Karl Lagerfeld shirt. I thought it was really cool. Unfortunately, it did not look like it would resell for a ton, but they only wanted $8 for it, and I was very tempted. I also have a rule of not picking up white items because I hate photographing them. I don't always follow this rule, but if I'm on the fence, I won't pick it up. These were two J. Crew schoolboy blazers in velvet. Both of them were $15, which is a little bit high for Goodwill, obviously, but these resell for a good amount of money. I ultimately did have to leave them behind because they did have some issues with the velvet. This was a Spanx top, but it had a ton of flaws, and even without the flaws, it did not look like it would resell for a ton of money. This was by the brand Forth and Reckless, which is sold at Revolve. This particular item was a blazer dress, but unfortunately the comps were all over the place. All right, on to our next Goodwill haul. This was, I think, the same Goodwill, but like a different week. These were $8. I've never sold this brand again, but I was gonna try it because when I looked up comps, it looked different. So, not different, but decent. So this is by the brand Sundance, and it's just like a little corduroy skirt. Seems like it'll do okay. These are all warm from being in the car, which is kind of gross. All right, this one was $8, and it's a pair of Cabby cinch skinny jeans. Thought these were pretty cute. Seemed like they do pretty well as well. This was a boys blazer, not a men's. This was $12, but it was like a nice material. Yeah, it's a wool blazer from Vineyard Vines, and it is a boys blazer though. Seemed like some of them sold for like ridiculous prices. This brand I'd never heard of, And my mom even saw them and she's like, ew, why are we buying those? These were only $6 though. They have like one small tiny spot on them, but I got them anyway. The brand is Splits59 and they're the little leggings. They're like kind of a flare legging and they have like this stripe down the side. Those seemed like they'd sell for like a ridiculous amount when I looked them up. The comps are kind of all over the place, but I think I'll be able to at least maybe double my money on them. Definitely more than double my money on them. This was $8, but this is one brand I really like for myself as well because they always make very soft clothing, at least the pieces that I've had from them. This is a little like halter maxi dress, I guess. It has a couple slits and it is by the brand Young, Fabulous, and Broke. This one's a size small, very soft fabric, and it's really pretty, like purple. This one, oh my goodness. My mom came over to me with 2 of these. She came over with some stuff that she was like unsure about and she didn't know if I wanted or not. And she had the rest of the stuff I didn't want, but she had 2 of these in the stack. And I was like, yes, and we put them in the cart very quickly and I hid them under a bunch of stuff to make sure that we kept them and nobody plucked them out of our cart. So these were $8, but they are by the brand Frank and Eileen, and I saw some comps for up to $140, and they're just like these denim shirts. So there's one. I just knocked all these tags in the floor on accident. This piece, who knows how much it'll actually sell for because I could not find this particular color blazer that had sold, at least on Poshmark when I looked, but I got it anyway. So this was $10, and I've never heard of this brand. The brand is Farad. It is a 100% cashmere blazer, and supposedly the inside liner is silk. And it's this beautiful orange blazer. So I just saw the tag and knew it'd be expensive, and when I looked it up, it looked like it could range from like $30 all the way up to a couple $100. So I got it because I didn't really want to play around with potentially losing a couple $100. This one I've never heard of it, but again, when I looked it up, it looked like it was a good selling brand and it would sell for a decent amount of money. So it was $6, but the brand is Hydrogen Tennis, which was pretty interesting. It has like a skull logo on the back. We'll see. I kind of got this as like a test piece. Very nice fabric, you can tell, and it's just like a little athletic shirt, clearly a tennis shirt, and it has a cute little lightning bolt on it. This was my first time finding this particular brand. This was $8. The brand is Marmot. I've never sold this, but when I looked up the comps, they looked pretty good. And it's just like a little rain jacket, windbreaker, I guess, type thing, in a cool green color. This was kind of a test piece because I've never sold this brand, but the comps looked decently, like pretty good on this. This was $10. It's by the brand Lafayette 148, which I've heard before is like an expensive brand. I've just never personally sold it. And it's like a red little, this is like the worst job of showing it, but it's like a red little, I'm not sure what it's called, short sleeve blazer vest thing. This I just bought because I figured I'll slap it up for like $50 and it should sell decently quick because every other one I saw was listed at like $80. And it's $10. It is by the brand that we all know, Free People. We all know Free People. I don't think I need to hold that up. But it's like this bomber jacket, like in a little burgundy bomber jacket. Figured that would sell relatively quick. This I didn't want to buy because I have struggled for some reason to sell equipment recently, but when I looked up comps for this particular piece, it looked good. So this was $8. It's by the brand Equipment, which I would not recommend you pick up unless you thoroughly research the piece. This is like a little see-through transparent polka dot button-down shirt. These, I could not believe these. These were $12. However, they were by the brand Good American, and not only were they by the brand Good American, but they were brand new with the tag, and they're the collaboration with Calic, I don't know if that's how you say it, denim, where they're size 6 through 12. So I guess they invented pants that would fit a size 6 through 12 because of how like stretchy they are. I'm not sure. I have to do more research on that, but we picked them up for $12 on those. You could tell someone had donated their J. Crew blazers the day that we went. The other couple ones that we found had like some issues and we didn't want to get them, but this one was only $12, and this one was a wool, and I did check comps on it and they looked pretty good, and it's just like a really pretty wool blazer by J. Crew. These were $8. This was my first time finding them. I didn't even find them, my mom did, but they're a pair of a Goldie jeans. So excited about these. Never found these before, but that was my first pair. First time finding those. Really optimistic about those selling. These seem to be not that good. I have another pair listed right now and they're not moving, but I've struggled to find this brand for so long, and I love this brand personally, but never buy anything for myself from them. So I just got them anyway. They were only $8 and they're a pair of Everlane jeans, but they're excellent condition. So there's these. They're like new. I mean, if you look at the back plate, I don't know if Everlane just like always looks unworn, but those look amazing. So really excited about that. This was that second Frank and Eileen shirt. This one's in a different size actually, which is kind of interesting, but this one was $8. Again, I would have probably paid like 40 bucks for these if they had them listed that high, because it looks like the comps are like crazy. Obviously do your research. For the comps that I saw, they looked pretty solid. Although in my closet, I do take offers and sell stuff for probably a lot less just to like get it moving. So that probably won't sell for that high. This one I looked up and multiple people had this listed for over $100 on Poshmark. I doubt it'll sell for that much because again, they were listed, they weren't sold. But this was 10 bucks. Figured I'd try it because it is very heavy. You can tell it's not just cheaply made. It's by the brand Rag & Bone Jean. If you can see it. There were a couple pieces from specifically Rag & Bone Jean here. It's a very heavy sweater and it's like a metallic, very beautiful blue. It is a size small, but it looks a little bit oversized maybe. I don't know if you can tell, but the inside is kind of like a metallic-y silver. It's beautiful. Rag & Bone, normally I'm not really picking it up, but that piece I just saw a couple listed for over $100, so I knew it was an expensive piece to begin with, and I figured I'd try it because I've only sold like jeans from Rag & Bone, which took forever to sell, but when they did sell, they sold for like 30 bucks. This was $6. It's another pair of those little Vineyard Vines shorts. I thought these were adorable, and then they have the little detailing on the bottom. Super cute. This was a pair of Paige jeans, and yeah, these were the Jimmy Skinny, which evidently does, according to comps, it seems like it does pretty well. I had other Paige jeans and like other Hudson jeans, other AG jeans, and we decided to put them back because I wanted to make sure that the pairs that we purchased before were actually going to sell and see like how long it would take before we take on more. But this pair looked very promising and they were like new, so we did pick them up. This was $8 and they're just a pair of Paige jeans, and a lot of the Paige jeans have, I'm guessing like the newer ones maybe, have this tag on the inside where it tells you the style name, and I was able to look these up. These did look brand spanking new though, so that was another reason we did pick them up. This brand we talked about in one of my previous videos where I had paid like $18 for a pair of pants from this brand, but they ended up selling like almost immediately within a couple days for around 50 something dollars. I think 50 bucks. I think we took an offer. But it basically doubled the money in like a couple days. So this brand is now on my list as long as it's like a more recent piece. And this one was $8. The brand is Prana. And this was a really cute little athletic dress. I wonder if it has, so it doesn't have built-in shorts, but look how the tag just looks fresh. It looks new. So we did end up picking this one up. Really cute, very soft, by the way. This was another pair. The comps on this one, like this particular pair, looked a little bit less than the other pairs, but this was only $6. And again, that Vineyard Vines. And these were so adorable that we just had to get them. Like, if you can see the pattern, it is beautiful. So very tropical. It's got the cute little tassels on it. This one, you're gonna see in the video. I was looking at the items and I just peek over and I was like, that item looks like Lily Pulitzer, okay? It has no tags on it whatsoever, but I just saw the pattern and I was like, that looks like Lily Pulitzer. And if it's not, they're trying to copy Lily Pulitzer. No tags on this whatsoever. But what I ended up doing is I ended up doing a Google image search just to see if the pattern would pull something up. And it pulled up some comps of this beautiful scarf that I paid $4 for, selling for around $150 to $200. So this was probably my best find. And I accidentally found it. I wasn't even looking at the scarves, but definitely check out the scarves if you are, you know, thrifting. Definitely a good place to look. And it was only $4. So hopefully this thing sells quickly and for a good amount of money. I did end up setting it in the cart and my genius self accidentally snagged it with a hanger. So now there is like one snag, but otherwise it is perfect. And it's this beautiful like Florida pattern. It might have a couple snags, I don't know. But it's a beautiful like Florida. It's called like Love Florida or something like that. Really pretty. And hopefully will sell for a really pretty amount of money too. This one was $8, but I've never sold this brand, but I know it's at like Saks Fifth Avenue and all of that. So this was another piece where it's like I really want to try it. The brand is Spiritual Gangster. Let me see if I can show you. Cute little tag. I thought this was just an adorable shirt. So it's like, there's the front of it. It's got a little heart. But then look at the back of it. Just positive vibes. So I got that one. We're going to try that out. I figured because of how cute it was, someone would definitely want it. This I was kind of sad because I ended up finding its twin in like a blue color. But the blue one ended up having a bunch of pulls all over it to the point where I could not fix it. So I didn't get it. But this one I was able to get. This one was only $8. I have not sold. I have a pair of pants by this brand that I haven't sold yet, but since it was $8 and it's a very expensive brand, I picked it up. It's that Zadig and Voltaire. Not sure how to pronounce it. That goes for a lot of the brands here, but it's a beautiful like burgundy shirt. Looked up comps on that, looked really good on that piece. This was a pair of DL 1961 jeans. They were 10 bucks. Let me show you the tag. The other ones I ended up passing on because they were just older styles, but this one I looked up and it looked like it would do good. This one is the Pharaoh Insta Slim ankle jean, and it's got like the wrought hem, all of that. Great condition on those, so we grabbed those. These we did pick up because they're new with tags. These were $15 though. Goodwill is going crazy, but they're worth it, so whatever. And these are a pair of Hudson jeans. They're by the brand Hudson. They're the Blair High Rise Straight Crop, and they were brand new with the tag on them. So we grabbed these. These are beautiful jeans. You could tell they're very high quality. All the pieces we picked up today, you could tell. Sometimes you see a brand and you're like, that stuff's kind of not great quality, even though it is like an expensive brand, but these definitely were. This was $8, but I ended up purchasing one a couple videos back actually, and that one I didn't think would sell. I ended up purchasing it for myself, but I normally like try and sell the things that I thrift first before I decide to keep them, and it was actually the quickest thing to sell in the haul, and I'm pretty sure I got like $19 for it or something, and I had only paid like $10 and I'd bought it for myself. So I ended up selling that one, but I found this and I figured why not sell another one. It's a very similar print, like a tropical. This one is a jumpsuit, and this one is an extra small. So I'm not sure. Oh, it's by the brand Patrons of Peace, by the way, which I'm pretty sure is sold at Anthropologie, but very beautiful. The other one was a size large, so I'm not sure if that's why it sold. I'm just realizing that now. This is one of those pieces where I gave you the example before of by me knowing where Lululemon puts their logos. That's how I find a lot of Lululemon, because they don't have tags. This one is $8, but this one feels, I don't know if it is cashmere or not, but it feels very, very soft. And it's like a cute little long sleeve. The only reason I touched it and I was like, what is that? And I tried to find a material tag, but instead I found this beautiful little Lululemon logo there. I don't think it has a materials tag, but I'll be able to look up the style name. Yeah, there's no materials tag, but I'll be able to look up the style name and then just put measurements. That thing is so soft. This one, I've never found good American jeans before this day that we were there. These were $5 supposedly. They kind of smell like perfume for some reason, but they're by the brand Good American, and these ones looked a little bit like more worn, especially compared to those new tag ones, but when I looked this pair up, they looked like they would sell for like a good amount, so we purchased those. All right, so we're almost done with this, and then we're gonna swap over to taking photos because listings equal sales. So if you're not watching this and listing, you should be right now. All right, this next piece, it did have a spot on it, but we got it anyway because it'll come out. It was $8. And this one is a black label Ralph Lauren blouse. And if you don't know, Ralph Lauren black label is, I think, the highest or one of the highest like categories of Ralph Lauren. So there's this top, very nice, like basic navy blue top. This next piece I actually found in the pajama section, which they belong there, but like I've never thought to check the pajama section at Goodwill, you know? I don't know why that just wasn't a thought. These were only $7. They're not really my cup of tea, you know, so I don't know how well they'll sell. But they are by the brand Eileen Fisher, and they're just, and these are, you could tell they're very nice quality sweatpants from Eileen Fisher. I've never found anything like this, so I thought it was kind of cool. These were a size medium. This piece, the comps were all over the place, but I decided to try it because I know how expensive they can be. I love Universal and their merch can be quite expensive, especially Harry Potter stuff. So this was only $8 and it is like legit the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universal Studios merch. Excellent condition, and it's just a little Hufflepuff pullover and it has like the Hufflepuff thing on the side. Cute. We'll see how that does. A lot of pieces, as you can tell, I pick up kind of as experiments, and normally a majority of them sell and sell relatively quickly, and the things that sit around I never pick up again, so it's just lessons learned there. This one was $15, but I saw some comps of up to $80 sold for used pieces, so I ended up picking this up. This one is a J. Crew Campbell, I don't know how to say it, blazer. Let me show you the tag. So there's certain styles of blazers that they have, and this one I saw some sold comps. Beautiful red color, and it's like a ribbed soft, like velvety kind of material. It did have one little spot right there, but I figured whatever, $79, I'll do it for like $60, and hopefully someone purchases that one. They did have two other J. Crew schoolboy blazers that were like a beautiful velvet. Those looked like they would have sold for a decent amount, but they both had like kind of spots, not spots, but like indentations in the velvet, and I just didn't want to deal with it, so we ended up leaving those behind. I was very sad about it though. Then our last two items, we have this pair of Rag & Bone heels. Beautiful heels. These were $15. They're in a size 37, but I did see some comps that were listed at around $100. So we're gonna try these out. Never sold Rag & Bone shoes. Someone must have loved Rag & Bone because there was a lot of Rag & Bone there. And our last find was also $15, but I was very excited about it. It was a pair of On Clouds, and this is the second pair of On Clouds that I've ever found. And these were in a size 8. I was really sad because I was hoping they would fit me, but they're not. So if you've ever tried on a pair of On Clouds, let me know down below. Are they actually as good as everyone like supposedly thinks they are, because people are willing to pay so much for them? I don't know, but let me know down below if you know. So that was everything that I purchased at the two Goodwills that I went to this week. Quick little plug that if you're into thrifting and Poshmark and all of that, that is what my channel is about. So hit that subscribe button if you're interested in the same things. I would love to have you here.